UFC fighters predict Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje.
If anybody goes through their career thinking they're never going to lose, I got some bad news for you. You're going to lose. Even Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he knows it. Everybody can be beaten, right? Now, if Khabib Nurmagomedov were to retire today, he would have gone through his mixed martial arts career, never lost. But he's not retiring. He's still going to go out there and fight. So when he fights Justin Gaethje, there is a potential of him losing.
Feet, Gaethje's looking scary, and on the mat, Khabib's always looking scary. So it's an intriguing matchup, and I'm looking forward to that.
Who do you think takes it?
I got to stick with Khabib. I think he's been just doing the same thing to pretty much everybody. So I see him winning again.
He's the kind of guy that if you shoot with a gun, he's just going to keep walking forward until he gets his hands on you. It doesn't matter. Yeah. He's not going to flinch. And this kid has been wrestling since he was like 4 or 5 years old. Just that alone is going to make you tough. But when you look at the environment that he grew up in, this is a Justin Gaethje that loves to throw down, and chaos is where he thrives. Because he's so damn good at wrestling. That's the one thing he's going to do. He's not going to try to trade with Gaethje. At least he should not want to trade with Gaethje. Fighting off his back against someone like Khabib, it's just not the best of matchups. But if it stays on the feet, Gaethje's going to knock out Khabib. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Justin has a really good chance of beating Khabib. I really do, because as we know, or for those that don't know, Justin is a tremendous wrestler. I think he was a state champion. He's a very, very high-level wrestler, but we don't often see it in mixed martial arts. In fact, I don't know if he's ever gone for a takedown in the UFC. He uses his wrestling in a defensive manner, right? So he uses it to stop takedowns, get in the opponent's face, fight at a high pace, mixing leg kicks with heavy hands, and look for the knockout. Against Khabib, I think he's got a really good chance of stopping the takedowns. If you look at Al Iaquinta was able to stop a lot of the takedowns. Now, Khabib still won a decision, but still, I think Justin will have a better chance of stopping the takedown, and I think he'll be more effective on the feet. So I don't know. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be very, very close, but we could have Khabib possibly getting beaten for the first time ever.
And what's scary is if you're a lightweight fighter, if you're Khabib, what you have to be worried about is the evolution, the growth of Justin Gaethje, which shout out to Trevor Whitman, who's my first coach ever in mixed martial arts, who's my boxing coach. What you got to worry about is what they've worked on is harnessing that complete carnage and chaos that Justin Gaethje's the best at the world in. First team all violence. He's the most entertaining man in sports, right? They call him the highlight for a reason. But now he's calculated, and he's not brawling, and he's taking angles, and he's stepping to the left, he's stepping to the right. He hurts you. He doesn't rush in. He realizes the consequences when he rushes in, and he sits back. That's a fucking problem, man. That's a problem. If you are a Justin Gaethje fan, he checked all boxes, because not only did he outclass Tony, but he's calm, calculated how a world champion looks in world championship fights. He didn't go in there and rush in there and just try to get him out there. He'd rock him, and Tony would be on his feet, and they see Gaethje sit down. Go, don't matter, brother. We're in here for 25 minutes. But he kept saying, yeah, I have 18 minutes of fury. No, you don't. You had 25 minutes of fury. And those 25 minutes are insane, dude. Now, I'm sure Khabib, are the odds out? I'm sure Khabib's a slight favorite. Justin Gaethje is a nightmare of a matchup for Khabib, especially if he fights like that. Well, if he fights like that, I don't know who beats Justin Gaethje. He's probably going to be your 155 champ. Betting odds revealed. This is bj.com, bjpen.com. Minus 350. Very, very well against Khabib. People forget how good of a fucking wrestler Gaethje is. Now, is he as good as wrestler as Khabib? No. Has Khabib rumors and, it's been confirmed by his team and the guys that he's gone against. What he did to Ed Ruth when they were wrestling, who's well more decorated than Justin Gaethje at Penn State. I think he's 4-time Olympian, 3-time national champion at Penn State. What he does at DC when they wrestle. So, you're talking about a different animal, but it's a phenomenal fight, man. Phenomenal fight. You just got to hope Justin Gaethje has the cardio he's going to get taken down. Guaranteed he gets taken down. Bet my bottom dollar Justin Gaethje gets taken down. How's he deal with that? We haven't seen that. How's he deal with that? The odds are, according to Vegas, not well. I disagree. I think he's going to be just fine. I think Khabib's going to have his hands full.
She's got a very good, scrappy front headlock wrestling style.
And as long as his conditioning holds up and he can make Khabib work hard for his takedowns, we've seen Gaethje maintain his power into later rounds. I don't think power in his right hand is going to drop off at all, and I think that as long as he can keep the fight standing and maintain his condition through the fight, then he's got a real good chance of getting the belt off Khabib. But one thing that was interesting to me, I spoke to Gaethje just before he fought Ferguson, and he said that he wouldn't have taken a fight against Khabib on short notice like he did against Ferguson. So that tells me that he thinks conditioning is the key. He knows he needs to be on point with a full training camp. He needs to be working his wrestling scrambles, getting back to his feet. He knows he's going to be up against it. He's going to be under pressure from the get-go. The deciding factor for me is if Gaethje can maintain his condition, stuff some takedowns, he's got that power all day of the week. And as good as Khabib has been all the way through his career, because he's never tasted defeat and he's never been really hurt on the feet badly, aside from maybe getting stung against Michael Johnson one time, he's never learned that lesson that there are holes in his striking, just like Tony had not really. I feel like that lesson is going to happen at some point in Khabib's career, and Gaethje might be the guy to do it.
Stephen Thompson recently told the media, he said, "I think Khabib is going to have a tougher time with Gaethje than he could have had with Tony Ferguson. Anyone has a puncher's chance, but I think Khabib's wrestling is on another level." He added, "I know Gaethje has got good wrestling, but not at the level of Khabib. I have a hard time picking against Khabib. It's hard to pick against someone who has lost just one round in their entire career."
We could have Khabib possibly getting beaten for the first time ever.
I think Khabib's going to have his hands full.
Gaethje's going to knock out Khabib. There's no doubt about it.
This is #1 bullshit.
And if you enjoyed the video, please drop us a like and subscribe to MMA Global so that you don't miss out on MMA content just like this.